Labor is promising to ditch the so-named boot camps for young people. It's a big issue. 45% of our total unemployed are youth. So let's start with Chris Hipkins. What are these? What's your policy all about?
Well, we've got a number of things that we want to do, one of which is convert the unemployment benefit into an apprenticeship subsidy for young people. There's no silver bullet, there's no one solution, but it makes a lot more sense to be subsidising people into training than subsidising them to stay at home on an unemployment benefit. So we want to do that. We also want to introduce a conservation core, which is basically a 20-week program which involves environmental work, it involves training, it involves some confidence-building exercises. We think that that's going to be more useful long-term than the boot camps.
Aren't National already doing this? And by the way, they're not boot camps as well. Chester Boris says they're not boot camps, they're called MAC camps, which is military-style activity camps.
Okay, whatever.
All right?
Yeah. No, but the reality is those very intensive programs, and they happen in my electorate, so I've been to visit them and I've seen them, and for some of the people who are doing them, and they're not just kids, you get quite a mix of people doing them, there can be a good short-term benefit. But what happens afterwards? Because they're going straight back into the communities and into the lives that they came out of when they go into them in the first place. Many of them end up back in a work and income office within a fairly short space of time.
What do you think of that? So the reoffending rate apparently of these boot camps, Paul Fostervale, is not that great.
Well, I think we've got a huge confusion from the Labor Party here because there are two different kinds of camps. You have limited service volunteers, which is an MSD program for unemployed young people, providing some military-style discipline and work skills. MAC camps, military-style camps, are actually for young offenders. You're talking the 40 most dangerous, serious young offenders, and these guys want to give them hedge clippers, chainsaws, and machetes, let them loose in the hedgerows of New Zealand. It's absolute madness. It's absolute madness. You've got massive confusion from the Labor Party.
Is that what you want?
No, that's absolute nonsense. But we do want to give
machetes.
them... We should treat young people with some respect.
Machetes.
I think Paul actually should go out and visit some alternative education providers and see the amazing things that they are doing. There are people out there working, passionate people working with troubled young people in the communities every day who do an amazing job. And they are being absolutely clobbered by the government who keep cutting their funding.
What are you saying? I mean, these are tough offenders. You want to sort of put them into an unsafe environment. Is that?
No, that's absolute rubbish. But I do want to create fewer of them in the first place by making sure the education system is supported, is resourced to support them.
All right. Okay, Holly Walker, Green MP, Conservation Corps or boot camps, military style? So getting some discipline around these tough offenders.
I'm pleased to see that Labor's been reading our 2011 policy because we've campaigned on a Conservation Corps in the past as well.
More love between the parties.
But look, in 2004, I did an Outward Bound course, 21-day Outward Bound course. It was a 21st present from my dad.
Outward Bound, that's very old school, but good.
It's old school, but it's great. Yeah. And there were kids there who had been given a choice by a judge to go into detention or to go to Outward Bound, and they'd chosen Outward Bound sensibly. And to be honest with you, the turnaround in them in that 21 days was incredible. And that involves a lot of conservation work and service, as well as the outdoor activities that people do.
By the way...
So personally, I'm very strongly in support.
Outward Bound. I always wanted to do Outward Bound, but I was too good. And I thought, how could I almost smoked pot in front of the headmaster to try and get into Outward Bound.
Because you'd be great on a yacht. You can swim, can't you?
No. Good point. I can't.
Yeah.
Is it on a yacht?
You do a whole lot of stuff. You spend some time on a yacht, you do some kayaking. No, you do spend some time on a boat,
that spirit of adventure. Anybody in the audience did Outward Bound? Anybody? Oh, there's one
we've got one. We've got one. Awesome. Hello. Hello there.
Outward Bound.
How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
What did you do?
I did a 21-day...
I mean, like, what did you do wrong?
No. Nothing. My father sent me, like Holly. Yeah,
why?
Basically. Because he's passionate about the outdoors and wanted me to have that opportunity.
Was it awesome?
It had its challenges, but it was a good experience.
Did it set you back on the right path?
Yep, absolutely.
What did you get out of it?
I'm not quite sure how to answer that, actually.
Nothing that springs to mind immediately?
Particularly, it springs to mind immediately.
Okay, all right. Anyone here, let's have a look around. I mean, anyone say, Chris, you got some people here from Upper Hutt, haven't you? I know some people from Upper Hutt that could do with a bit of a boot camp when I was growing. Are you from Upper Hutt, sir?
Oh, I sure am.
Do you think you could have done with a little bit of a boot camp earlier on in your life?
Well, I did LSV, mate, and I don't actually think it worked.
LSD?
LSV.
What's LSV?
Limited Service Volunteers.
Oh, this is one of the ones they're talking about?
The boot camp style things, and I don't actually think it worked.
Were you made to do it? Or was it a voluntary thing?
I was pretty much made by Wins to do it, actually.
Right, okay. And what did you... tell me about your experience.
Oh, well, I went down there and I did it. I did it in Christchurch, actually.
What did you have to do?
It was basically army training stuff without the weapons. There's no weapons involved in LSV.
Oh.
No, well,
sorry.
Because I thought getting our most dangerous youth and teaching them how to fight hand-to-hand and use rifles and stuff would have been a fantastic idea.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly, mate.
So what did you do?
We learned discipline, and that was a good thing. But at the end, it was still 8 months after that until I got employed.
Right.
So I don't think LSV was actually any assistance in that.
Yeah. Okay, but did it help turn your life around at all? Did you feel that?
I felt when I left, I was back at square one from where I started.
There you go, right from the horse's mouth. Thank you very much, sir.
Very good, thank you very much, very good.